Hello and welcome to episode 163 of that podcastee, sometimes known as TKT, where we're going to talk about E3.
That was very close to the original one.
E3 podcasty brotherly.
This is E3 episode 3. Revenge of the Conferencee. Is this the third time we've done an E3 preview?
Well, it is a third year running,
time.
So I'd have thought it would be the third installment.
Is this not the
E3
start of his fourth year?
Oh, that is a good call, which I'm not 100% certain on.
I think it is if you do the maths on how many episodes we've done.
Yes, that would be
So this
correct.
was probably the fourth time we've done this. I'll introduce it properly now. So this is episode 163. This is That King Thing, a gaming podcast hosted by some brothers with the surname King.
Right.
I'm the oldest one, and the one that hosts most of it, and my name is Thomas. There's also one that was born between the other two, which is Joshua.
That's me. I don't think I've said anything properly yet.
Well, you have now. And
I
then
have now.
there's the littlest one over in the corner called James.
Hi. I get trapped in the corner because I'm not very nice. And I smell. It's a naughty corner.
That's not what I was insinuating whatsoever, but all right.
I'll take it either way.
That's what I've heard, so...
I thought you were going to say that's what she said. Just very slowly.
No, because I've heard it about you, brother.
What? Oh, right. I'm so confused.
I was calling you a whore.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Very true.
See? That's my point.
Mr. Horny. No, I'll not get into that.
Okay, has anyone played any video games this week?
Yes.
Anything
Yes.
other than us going, the usual stuff?
I've played and finished Portal.
Whoa, that's different.
Okay, Joshua's played and finished Portal. Let's start there.
Yeah, I've played and finished Portal.
Okay, let's move on from there.
It's games with gold, so I got it because it's Portal, and I played through it because it's Portal. And I enjoyed listening to our old extra host of the podcast.
I think you mean Segway provider.
Yeah. I honestly thought we were just going to go to a new part of the podcast every time she chimed up. But unfortunately, she was trying to kill me.
Stop making jokes that reference episodes that are like 3 years old.
I
Joshua.
have a dream.
We're in year 4 now. We're in year 4. Those things are in the past. Oh my God.
We're
This
in
is the
key
fourth.
stage 2.
Whoa.
This is the 4th year we've been doing this podcast. How have I not shot any one of the 3 of us yet?
What? You contemplated shooting yourself a couple of times.
There's definitely time I contemplate shoot myself whilst hosting this podcast. For sure.
I wonder why. It's because Josh is a prick, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Has he played anything other than Portal is the next question.
I've played more Dauntless. I've downloaded but not played quite a few things that are new on Game Pass.
Okay, well that's irrelevant. That doesn't count.
That don't count.
Continue.
I'll let you know once I've played some of the installs, because there's quite a few things on there. There's all of Stranger Things on it.
The original question was,
stop.
have you played anything this week? Not have you installed and have the view to play something this week?
He has a point.
I've played Rocket League, I've played Dauntless, I've played DayZ some more.
Oh, we
That's
played
about it.
DayZ
I actually
together.
played DayZ with James for a bit. Yeah.
And
did we actually play it together? Did we find
we
each
did.
other?
Because you put a bag over my head and then
can't
started
remember
laughing
what
at me because you went all
happened.
cannibal.
Yes, I did. Yeah, because you went for a cig and I tied you up and put a bag over your head. Because I wanted to know how to do it, because it's difficult to actually make the character do it. But also it was fun.
What you two get up to in your spare time is up to you.
It was in a bush in the woods as well. I could have got away with anything.
And I was a little Chinese female.
Moving on.
I've also used this. I've recently used the suicide emote with a knife in my hand and killed myself. 'Cause normally
I
just
forgot
holds
you could do that on Daisy.
Normally, he just holds his hand up to his head in the shape of a gun. But if you're holding a lethal weapon, he actually does it.
I remember doing that from playing it on the PC.
But I was trying to find someone on it, and I died and lost all my stuff anyway, and I'd found a knife. I'm like, I'm nowhere near where you are, so I'm just going to kill myself. And I stabbed myself in the neck with a knife, and it was really weird to watch.
So, really, what we're learning about you is the only thing different you've done to normal is play Portal and ruined a small section of the news by telling everyone it's on Case of the Gold.
Yes, I have ruined a small portion of the news.
James, what have you played?
Well, Thomas, one that you might find quite interesting is actually I played Dirt 4 for a little bit.
Oh, why don't you tell me these things?
It was just random. I just thought, why not? I'll boot it up, have a few races on it. Did a bit more in my career. I'm doing, the Spanish rallies.
Yeah, the Spanish ones are usually the best.
I'm doing them at the minute. Yeah, I love them ones. I've just played a bit of that for a couple of hours. Daisy with Joshua, a bit more Marooners.
I need to play that with you.
It's good.
I know. That's why I'm saying I need to play it with you.
I've nearly get this as well. By the way, I know it's very easy, but this is me. Let's just take that into consideration. I've nearly 100% of that game.
What, Marooners?
Wow. Yeah.
To be fair, I got like 50% after one session.
All right,
So,
this is me.
I know,
I've
but
never
I'm just
100%
saying,
of the game.
the achievements on that game are not
achievement-wise.
that hard.
I don't give a fuck.
But I
I've
understand
nearly
your
done
point.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. Bar bog standard stuff like a bit of FIFA, COD. That is all, I suppose. Nothing too new to report, unfortunately.
Not installed anything
Fair.
with views of playing it, though.
Countless things. Oh, actually, I did have a quick dabble on GTA. I've reinstalled that again. So
I saw something the other day that was in a Funhouse video, and they were playing GTA, but they were playing something called Car Parkour, and I was like, "This is
fun.
funny as fuck." It's tons of people in tiny cars like Minis and Fiat 500s, and the course is really narrow. You've got to work your way in between like loads of barriers and container crates and stuff. And then you sort of like find a ramp to get up, and then you have to jump across the containers. And if you mess up the jump, you end up falling back down onto the bit below and have to work your way back around. But there's like 20 people all trying to do it at once, and it's narrow as fuck. So it just ends up in chaos and people screaming down the mics at each other to like move and reset. So it looks fun.
sounds it.
It sounds fun.
Yeah, other than watching people play something that I want to play, I've not really played anything new. So,
Have you finished Spider-Man yet? How long's it been since you've played on that?
no,
So
I've
really-
not. I've not been back to
a while.
Spider-Man because I've been playing a lot of stuff on the PC at the minute. So I've been playing a bit more Ring of Elysium. I've properly started playing Elder Scrolls on PC, as in Elder Scrolls Online, mainly because Elsewhere's just come out, the new expansion.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing at the minute is I've talked a few people into playing it on PC because you can pick up like the base game with Morrowind now for like less than £15, €15, that kind of mark. It's not expensive at all to get the base game and the first expansion. So I've convinced a couple of people to pick that up, and I'm kind of walking them through getting used to the game and leveling up the first character, and use it as an excuse to level up my PC characters because I only ever really played it on Xbox. So I've been doing quite a lot of that and trying to get towards a point where I want to play it elsewhere. Although I think I have Elsewhere unlocked on Xbox because I think I pre-ordered it like 6 months ago. So I've got a feeling that if I played it on Xbox, I'd be able to play. But I'm just enjoying leveling a new character, to be honest, and playing with people at the minute. So
Yeah.
it's been that and Ring of Elysium. I don't think I've really played much else that I can think of. Probably a little bit of Dauntless, but not a huge amount. Yeah, that's probably been it. So not a huge amount from me. But I'll tell you what, there is a huge amount of.
A whole lot of news.
A whole lot of news.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those who don't follow the gaming world that closely and are just here for our bullshit,
Hi.
it's E3 time. It's Christmas for gamers. Some people love E3. Some people just don't care. But it does mean that we get a lot of gaming news and
Pornographic
new
content.
releases and all sorts of shit like that.
And a lot of people's waits begin for something that gets announced
and then
shown
delayed.
off, and then delayed,
ends up
and
being
then brought
shit
out and it's not finished.
Yeah, and then bricks your console. and
then, yeah,
Gotta say, I'm not as anticipating E3 as much as I used to be.
No, definitely not. It doesn't help
game's
that one
in
of
it.
the major consoles isn't there as well. EA do their own thing, and then PlayStation isn't going to be there. So, like, the EA thing's not officially part of E3 anymore. It just happens at the same time, and they make sure it doesn't clash. And then Sony aren't even bothering to show up. It's like, at what point does everyone just go,
I wonder if
fuck it.
I wonder if you get 10% off a ticket to that if you've got EA access.
It's a good question.
It is. 'Cause
Why not?
You're
Why
paying
not?
an EA subscription, so why don't you get a 10% off your ticket?
You want
James,
EA
I can't even
access
convince
to the
them to
EA
let me
event?
have Origin access while I'm paying for EA access. So getting 10% off a ticket to EA Play or whatever it's called is not happening, I don't think.
EA have literally sat down and thought, how can we make money out of E3? Let's make our own. That's how.
Probably.
I wonder if anyone showing off a new game is going to show off some gameplay, and then say, and don't worry, when it comes out, it will work. It will be finished. Because that might actually sell something now.
And then it won't be. Imagine that.
And then it won't work.
The thing is, like, the EA conference, all they ever tend to show at EA Play is FIFA, Madden, and NBA.
Battlefield.
And they don't even show that properly. They then just show like weird little games that they've got, like Plants vs Zombies or something stupid like that, or
Unravel
because
3.
then everything else ends up on the Xbox stage or something,
Yeah.
and it gets displayed at the Microsoft conference under the Xbox, or it was at the Sony conference for PlayStation. So they don't even show half the stuff that they could.
Like Anthem was shown off at Xbox, weren't it?
So was
last
Battlefield.
year?
Battlefield was shown off separately.
Yeah.
So they do it all the time. This is like pointless. But anyway, let's talk about the actual news. So there is fucking shitloads that's gone on this week. We've tried to sort of cherry pick out, I guess,
The more relevant things.
some of the more interesting ones. At least it's stuff that at least is interesting to us and therefore probably interesting to everybody listening. I don't know. We'll find out when everyone just skips this episode and waits for next week. Right, so let's start with something we kind of started talking about a little bit last week, which is the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Ooh.
Now, did we talk about it last week?
We did.
I can't remember.
Oh, it was a
Not
week
massive
before, maybe.
amount.
We've definitely spoken about it, haven't we?
Yeah.
It's the only fucking video that comes up on my YouTube now, in between fucking videos. when
Watch
I'm
more videos then, bro.
watching shit. No,
Right,
it's really annoying me.
I've realised we did talk about it, but there was nothing like officially out there, was there? It was kind of a rumour. And then, like an hour after I put the episode out, they released a trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And then it basically confirmed what we were discussing, which is
The point
it looks
fives.
like it's sat more. It sits more in the earlier era, but it's like just different operations from a similar time to the older Modern Warfares.
The point fives.
Yeah, the 0.5 discussion that happened in Discord,
Yes.
along with many other discussions that have happened in Discord recently. If nobody's seen it yet, there will be crossplay, which is an interesting line for them to go down.
It's a big jump for a big game.
And the other one as well is that they're ditching the season pass. So any content that comes with the game comes with the game. So any additional maps or anything like that will be available for free.
Which is a
See,
very,
they might be
very
ditching
big
that
step.
season pass, but are they going to introduce a battle pass to charge you a tenner every 3 months?
What are you on about?
The season pass is obviously for your maps, like you said, but are they going to do an in-game leveling system like Fortnite?
Yeah,
and
but who
Rocket
cares
League
if they
and
do?
whatever else?
That's optional.
Just-
You don't have
yeah, I
to
know.
pay that to play the game.
I know,
It's optional.
I know you don't.
Same as it is in every game. Like, if you
I'm just
choose to
wondering
pay
if they
for
will or
a
not.
battle pass, a rocket pass, a season pass, or whatever the fuck they call them in the game that you're playing, then that's for you to get cosmetic items and cosmetic items alone.
Yeah.
Maybe a few XP boosts or something, and you get a little bit of the currency back that you've spent to get the season pass in the first place. So, I couldn't give a shit if they put a season pass in it personally, or whatever you want to call it.
I'm just wondering if they will or not.
It's more the content.
Yeah.
So, like, the fact that they're going down that route means that
The list.
everyone's like, "Oh my god, they've been listening to the fans." I'm like, do you not remember when EA said that with the next Battlefield that any new content would be free? Has everyone just like forgotten about that? Everyone's like kind of bumming Infinity Ward, like, "Oh my god, look what they've done!" And like, well, no, because EA, in fairness to them, they might be shits, but they did do this last time out, so.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a fucking brand new idea that Activision and Infinity Ward have come up with.
Yeah.
So, like, it's good that they're doing it. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
I just think that people might be a bit too blinkered to the fact that it's not like they're the first game to have done it. But what they've realised is that they'll probably sell more units by confirming that that's free than they would have by people knowing that there's going to be a season pass that they need to buy.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have bought it if I knew that half the content had been missing behind a season pass thing.
Yeah, a lot more people would be more inclined to buy it. More people like YouTube, because YouTube fell out with it because it got shit. Whereas if they'd gone back to that old school thing and then like got rid of all the stuff that started to make it shit and make it back to how it used to be, you'd be more inclined to get it. But
Well, it's not that. It's just that knowing now I can spend 50 quid on a game and actually get the game.
yeah, and not just get 30% of it.
Yeah, that's the start for me most of the time.
And for it to just work as well, that's always a bonus.
What I've discovered about the crossplay thing as well, going back to that bit of it, the way that it works is apparently a very similar way to the way that Fortnite works. And what they do with Fortnite and the crossplay is PC players generally end up playing against themselves unless they're playing with a controller.
So it like filters it out.
Yeah, and I was interested to find out how they were going to work this because I was like thinking to myself, everybody's amazed about this fact that they're going to go full crossplay like what Dauntless is doing. But at least in Dauntless, A, it's not PvP, and B, there's not a particular advantage to having a mouse and keyboard. It's because of the way that the game works. But with a shooter, there's nearly always going to be an advantage with a mouse. Like, fair enough, an average player on PC with a mouse would get beaten by players with controllers. It's not like making you superhuman, but if you've got good reflexes and good aim, you're going to be better with a mouse. Like, it's point and click. You just click on someone.
Yeah.
You don't go to fuck around trying to aim. And that's the difference. So I was really interested to see how they were going to do it. And it just sounds like, effectively, that if you're on a console, you're generally going to be matched up with either other people on consoles or people on PC that are using a controller.
Yeah.
Now, what would stop me plugging in a controller to get matched up with console players and then unplugging it and then just using my keyboard and mouse? I have no idea. But I guess that's maybe something that they've considered that.
Yeah.
Is my point.
You'd have thought so anyway.
The way that you can still do it, though, is if I partied up with you guys and you were playing from an Xbox or a PS4 or whatever, if I partied up with you from my PC, I'd then be able to use my keyboard and mouse because that's my preference. But would then end up in other mixed
parties.
Exactly. Yeah. So you'd end up against a mixture, not purely PC players and not purely console players. So it'd be interesting to see how that matchmaking works, because the thing is with games like that on the PC, no matter how popular they are, the community is always a fraction of the size of what it is on console.
Yeah.
And it makes matchmaking hard, and you end up matchmaking against the same people constantly. And it does happen a lot. Like, I've played the most recent Black Ops on PC, and then just other shooters on PC that aren't necessarily considered PC games, that are more considered console games, and you do notice the same names coming back at you every so often, because it's a much smaller cross-section of people, I guess.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see if it impacts that, and I'll be interested to see if I can get a better kill-to-death ratio than in the past, because I'm going to use a mouse. See if I can actually look half decent at COD for once in my life. The only COD I've ever been good at is World at War.
You were decent at Modern Warfare 2 as well.
Yeah, but I was alright. I was better at... The COD I was best at was World at War. Yeah. Modern Warfare 2 wasn't as good, but we were an unstoppable machine as a force of unitness, weren't we? That was a team effort, Modern Warfare 2. Like... Not to be big-headed, but I think that people like, say, me or Craig would sometimes carry a team in World at War. And like you could end up with, say, 16 kills in a game of Search, and like nobody else on the team would have one.
Yeah.
And you just kind of carried people. Whereas in Modern Warfare 2, it was much more of a team effort. And like everyone was picking up kills. And I think that's probably just that I played World at War that much that I was one of those dickheads that I now hate, that like know every corner of every map and like know, like, if you stand on this particular corner, you can see exactly down this alleyway, which is where they spawn. And if anyone turns right out of spawn and you just fire, you're going to hit them in the head. Like, I knew shit like that about World at War, and I used to piss people off. And now I'm the one getting pissed off by people doing that to me when I play games.
Oh,
like
how
that.
the tables have turned.
It happens on stuff like Rainbow Six. Like, I love Rainbow Six to pieces, but there's certain maps where if you turn the wrong corner because you don't realise that you can be seen, there's some dude who's punched a tiny little hole in the window and he just goes, pow, and picks you off immediately in spawn.
Yeah.
Because he knows he can. And it's like, for fuck's sake. So that's COD anyway, everyone. James, how interested are you knowing that there's no zombies? Because obviously that's one of the main reasons you buy COD.
To be fair, I've not really played the zombies on this one because I saw they fucked it up big time. The World War II zombies as well was fucked up. So I saw the last two CODs, I've not really been that bothered about zombies. Black Ops 3 was the last best zombies, and that started getting a bit fucked up as well. So I don't know, I'm not really as big into zombies as what I was, but I used to love like Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2 anyway, just for online and that. And the Spec Ops as well. That's rumoured to be coming back into it. I don't know if you've seen that. But yeah, that was cool.
But zombies has never been an Infinity Ward thing.
Yeah,
anyway.
Exactly. So
it was never going to have zombies.
Yeah, like
I don't get why people have made such a big deal about it not having zombies. It's like, well, it was never going to. It's Infinity Ward.
What you've also got to take into consideration as well, this is now a new generation of people playing it. There'll be people that will get this game that won't have even touched Modern Warfare or Modern Warfare 2 or anything like that. So they'll be like...
Well, they will have. They'll have played the remaster, won't they?
Yeah, but would they? Because they might not. They might have just grown
into... It came with the game, so...
It
came with shit for Wolf Arts or whatever it was, wasn't it?
But all the most recent ones have all had zombies on, or some form of zombies anyway. Because they had that shitty exosuit zombies one on, whichever one it was. Some shit, I don't know. So there'll be people out there that just assume that zombies just automatically comes with COD if they've not played the older ones.
Then they're stupid.
Infinity Ward could have and should bring back their extinction mode of the aliens, where you fight through waves of aliens to an objective. And then
it's Spec Ops, though. They've pretty much already said it's Spec Ops.
Was the better thing. Spec Ops was like the the shit back in the day. The little co-op.
We're not talking about COD anymore anyway, because it's been like half an hour already and we've done fuck all, so shut the fuck up. Game Pass is coming to PC players, which is an interesting move because this sort of solidifies Microsoft trying to unify PC gaming with Xbox gaming. Obviously, not all the titles are just like freely available to get through the Game Pass, but there's a decent list of games that are going to be supported straight away. Most of them are obvious because they're already Play Anywhere games, where if you own them on PC, you can play it on your Xbox and vice versa. So it's stuff like Forza Horizon 4, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3, yeah. Ark Survival Evolved is on this list, which I didn't expect.
That is actually on our Game Pass for the Xbox now as well, so it must just be...
Of course it is, that's what I'm saying.
I didn't know that
they'll be the
PC
same games, won't they?
Yeah, I would imagine so. Do you get the PC version while paying for the Xbox version, or do you have to pay for both?
That is a very good question.
Do you get Game Pass on both PC and Xbox if you're paying for just one of them? That's fine.
Yes, that's the point of this piece of news.
That's fine then. That makes sense to me. James thought it was a good question. James thought it was a good question. So
I did, but I'm also a spoon, so you enjoy my comments.
So there's a small list of games that are basically supported straight away. It's basically the Play Anywhere games. The other stuff that's due to be added to it that I believe is stuff that's already on Game Pass, or is at least coming to Game Pass in some cases. You've got like the Age of Empires Definitive Editions, Gears of War 5, Halo Infinite when that comes out, which, interestingly, it looks like we're going to be seeing at E3. And it looks like they're going to actually be showing a PC version of Halo Infinite because the game is set to be next gen, not this gen.
Right.
So one of two things I think will happen with Halo Infinite. They will run a PC version because PC
could already
will be capable of running it at this point, or we might see something amazingly scary to do with a next-gen console and it running Halo Infinite. But I that's much more speculation than them showing it on PC rather than on Xbox. So I guess it might run on a Scorpio, but it's probably not going to run to a Scorpio NX.
I love that you still call them that. That is great.
It's because mine sat next to me says fucking Project Scorpio across the front of it, so I can't help it. It doesn't say X on it anywhere.
It refuses to be called an Xbox One X. It is a Scorpio.
It boots up and says something to do with Scorpio when I turn it on. So. But yeah, Master Chief Collection, which is obviously everything up to Halo 5, I think, is it?
It's all of them, isn't it? All the ones that he's in.
Yeah, except for 5.
I don't think it involves 5, no. I think it's got 4 in it for definite.
There's also like Bethesda. It just says Bethesda titles, Deep Silver titles, Devolver Digital, Paradox, and Sega. So basically, a whole bunch of stuff that's on Game Pass will eventually come across and be more readily available on PC, which is good news, I guess.
Yeah,
because that's a better deal for PC players, and it also is a better deal for, say, someone like me, because it means there's going to be much more games where I can sit and play on my PC, and then if I want to maybe sit and play console, I can go do that. Yeah. But it also means I'm more likely to be able to party up with console players while playing those games, like what I can with stuff like Dauntless at the minute, which is good.
You're relishing in crossplay, aren't you? The only thing that doesn't do it for you is ESO.
How many times have I said this in the years that crossplay has always been bantered around, which is, if they start making games where I can sit at my PC and play it while you sit at a console, I generally would prefer to sit and use keyboard and mouse. And what happens with games like Dauntless, we sit and play effortlessly together while you're on console and I'm on PC. No problems, no issues. It just works.
Yeah.
And it's fine. And you've got that cross progress thing. So when I do sign in on the Xbox or the PlayStation, it just knows where I'm up to with my character. If ESO had a way for me to get my Xbox progress and move it to PC and then play cross-platform, I'd be gone for life. That's it. You just lose me in ESO then. Because I play it enough as it is. So if I could play my current far progressed stuff on PC, I'd be gone. You'd lose me for life. More news. Watch Dogs Legion is a thing. There isn't really a huge amount to say about this at the moment, other than the fact that it was kind of half getting leaked. Suspicions of it being London-based, potentially. And Watch Dogs' Twitter account has officially tweeted just like a teaser of the logo saying, God save the NPCs, reveal at E3. So, God save the NPCs is also hinting at a British setting. So, we should see that, I assume, at some point, probably during the Ubisoft conference. But there's not much more to say other than that at the moment. So, but it is news.
It's just news, yeah.
I don't really care for Watch Dogs anymore, if I'm honest, after the issues with Watch Dogs 2.
No, I really don't.
So, we'll see where it goes, but it'll be interesting. And then speaking of pre-E3 leaks and things like that, there's alleged leaks of Fable 4. So, we've talked about it in the past because Playground Games, who are a Microsoft studio and the developers of the Forza Horizon games, have been fairly well known to be working on some sort of open world RPG for a little while now. Lionhead was shut down, and it meant that we assume Microsoft retained the Fable rights. So people over a long time have put two and two together and just kind of guessed that Playground Games, being this high-end Microsoft studio, is making an open-world RPG, and there was due to be a Fable 4, and they've taken it over. If the leak is to be believed, then there's quite big changes to the game in the sense that the existing worlds of Aurora and Albion have been destroyed. The story's moved on because of events that have happened, and everything's relocated in a new planet, and that's what is allegedly happening. The Spire, for those who know the game, is being rebuilt on this new planet, and whoever the Mad King is, as they've called him, the bad guy, is trying to effectively destroy this new planet with the Spire, the same as he destroyed Albion with the Spire. And some of those story details will make sense for people who have played Fables in the past.
Do you reckon they'll add like a DLC that's old school Bowerstone? Because Bowerstone is like the most iconic place in Fable.
Part of me wants this leak to not be right, because I'd much prefer for it to be in Albion.
Yep.
Whether it's like a desolate Albion and a destroyed Albion, and you're trying to fight your way to rebuild it, I'd be all right with that.
Is it Oakvale that gets all blown up at the beginning of Fable 1 or whatever?
Fable 1, it gets burnt down, but not...
Yeah,
it gets burnt down and then you go back.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like, if it was just all trashed, I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
But...
full of bandits and shit.
I just... One, this is a really big, like, speculation leak thing. It's like it's come from a Reddit post, for fuck's sake. It's not...
The leak itself would make sense if they wanted to start Fable from their beginning, and they've found a way to get rid of everything from before, so they don't have to carry on with what Lionhead was doing. That makes sense, and that's why it's believable. But why would they destroy all of that kind of lore and that already existing story that they could build on and have a head start with? That's
Yeah.
that's what I don't. Would they want to start it from beginning, or would they want to carry on, even if it's not directly?
It's probably more so the fact that they're on about releasing a new game that they've not made before, so they're wanting to put their own twist on it.
Exactly, yeah.
To try and not rip off Lionhead, like to sort of give a bit of respect to them. Like they did that bit, we'll leave that as it is and not try and ruin it. We'll make his own version of it, sort of thing.
But blowing it up is ruining it.
True.
I understand sort of the logic of trying to start over, but you could start over in a world that exists with a new line of hero family or whatever. There's ways to do it without destroying the whole world.
Well, Bungie carried on with Halo. Bungie passed Halo on, didn't they, to whoever? I can't remember who makes it now. Who makes Halo now?
343.
343, yeah. So they carried on quite easily. They didn't destroy it.
Not gonna lie, though, I've not touched a Halo since Halo 3.
Yeah, but that's just you, isn't it? You don't play.
That's just your preference, though. Isn't it? That's nothing to do with who's making it or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there. I've not touched a Halo since Halo 3.
There were two massive online multiplayer games, and it were Halo and COD.
Just going back to the Fable thing, because we're getting sidetracked.
Yep.
There's shitloads of stuff. Like, this is one episode where we can't get sidetracked, so...
Sorry, fans of the
Going back to the Fable thing, it's... the one thing that... I wouldn't say gives it credit, but means there might be some weight behind what's being said, is that there was originally a video that somebody had somehow got hold of with... I don't know if it was a trailer, because I didn't get a chance to see it, because it went that... It went, and if that kind of stuff's been shut down by somebody official, then it doesn't necessarily give credit to what's being said, but it means that there's something there that somebody doesn't want to be seen.
Yeah.
But in like 4 days' time or less, we'll know.
We will, yeah.
Because it's either going to be at E3 or it's not.
Yeah.
So
I hope it's wrong. I don't want that rumour to be true.
The thing is, this is one person who's seen a video and made assumptions. This is a person that has made assumptions based off a video. So you could see a trailer that like the list says things like no guns.
It does.
You can ignore the main quest and never become a hero. There's no way you can work that out from a trailer unless there's actual written things with it that say that. So I'll reserve judgment until E3 for stuff like this.
Yeah,
I think
if a video that with that kind of information got leaked, it would have been spread around immediately. It wouldn't have just vanished.
Yeah, but it has been spread around immediately and then been deleted. Moving on to something else, Pokemon Sword and Shield. There was a Nintendo Direct for the games earlier today, in fact, and we effectively learned a little bit more about what we thought we knew, I guess. Joshua, did you watch it all as it went out?
I didn't watch it as it went out. I went back and watched it a few hours later.
Yeah, see, I've seen like sort of bits of it involving like the gameplay and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are you thinking about it so far? It looks interesting, especially with the raid battles and stuff, the group stuff.
Yeah, the group stuff's really good. I don't know. It'd be good if the group stuff could be done like you can on Let's Go, where you can have two people walking around and use your own Pokemon like that. But I don't know if they're going to do that for the main game. It says
co-op.
They only mentioned with another Switch and online. They didn't say on the same screen on the same Switch. So I don't know if you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, but why would you play Pokemon like that? I don't know if you would you?
I don't know. For a raid battle, why not?
I wouldn't. I guess.
Just if you're going around someone's house.
Pokemon doesn't strike me as a game that I'd ever want to play split screen at any point ever. I can't see how it'd work, because It's not a split screen game.
I know
Like
it's
Pokemon Battle Arena or whatever it was called, Pokemon Stadium, stuff like that kind of works. But the games where I don't know. We'll see.
We will.
I won't.
Like it's a huge open world. Well, you will if we buy Mum a Switch and then you have it, like what we planned last week.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll see it then.
Yeah, exactly. Because we'll buy a Pokemon. She'll be like, I don't even like Pokemon, and we'll be like, yeah, but it's fine. And then you got a Switch with Pokemon. So it's funny because like the way that the raid battles look to me, they look a little bit like. Sort of Final Fantasy-esque. You know, the way that kind of everyone's stood in that scattered group, and it's got the big swinging camera angles that go round behind the players, and then you've got the big boss that's like... Ugh.
Yeah, like, I don't entirely get the whole, you could make your Pokemon huge for 3 turns or whatever. I understand that they've done it because the raid Pokemon are that big. But only one of you can do that, apparently, during that raid fight. Only one person.
Yeah, but it's only like having an ultimate ability that you've got to charge or something.
True.
So it makes sense that if you're fighting like a raid boss, you've got a particular thing that you can do, I guess, as a special feature for that fight. And it's about when you use it tactically, isn't it?
Yeah.
In the fight.
Yeah. Depends on...
I'd say so, anyway.
I just want to know how the raids are going to work, because obviously your Pokemon ones, you just sort of go and... your Pokemon Go ones, you just sort of go to it and try and catch a Pokemon kind of thing. For this, it's more...
They'll be out in the wild, I assume.
You're going to have to matchmake for it and stuff if you're doing it online, and does it make it stronger if someone's got a level 99 Pokemon and you've got a 50, or...
Yeah, but it probably have level requirements. Joshua, these things are easily solved. You're worrying far too much about something very trivial.
I know.
Like, my bigger concern is, why is there 2 dogs with a shield for a face and a sword for a mouth?
It's not got a sword for a mouth. It's holding a sword in its mouth. The other one's got like a weird shield face mask on.
Ooka, ooka.
They look...
Yes.
They look really weird.
I'm having the sword version, that's all I'm saying.
I wanted the shield version until I saw
Shield's
that dog.
wank, mate. You don't want shield, mate. You want sword.
Well, I wanted shield, and I still want shield.
No, shield's wank, mate. Sword will beat shield.
But paper beats everything.
Pikachu defeats all. There was a date as well, which is 15th of November. So we've now got a date for that.
Yeah.
So put that in your diaries, Poke fans. And then the most important news of the whole week is Xbox and Lynx are teaming up to make body wash and deodorant. Lynx, for those in America, is Axe.
Yeah.
It's just everywhere else in the world, normal people call it Lynx.
What?
But you Americans call it Axe.
This is such a weird piece of news.
It is very weird, but I love it.
I can't wait to wash my body with my Xbox.
Doesn't it say something like, I can't remember what it says on bottle. Lift your game.
Get your game on, lift your game, that's it, yeah.
Yes, I'm going to put some deodorant on to go sit down and play on my games.
Well, to be fair, you should really wear deodorant, generally speaking, so you don't stink. And you should wash so you don't stink.
Yeah,
but you also shouldn't have to be encouraged to wash and deodorize yourself by branding it as an Xbox. And are we officially saying that Xbox players stink far more than PlayStation players?
Yes.
Because
yes, I do.
PlayStation doesn't have its own branded soap.
Well, all I can say to this news is goodbye Lynx Africa at Christmas.
Yeah.
This
has killed Lynx Africa as a brand in Britain. I don't know if that exists anywhere else in the world. But if you're a male aged between about 12 and 112, you will get at least one gift pack of Lynx Africa every Christmas, no matter what. You will always get one. You could have like no family and no friends, and somehow someone would give you a pack of Lynx Africa as a gift for Christmas.
That reason is called Santa.
So, yeah, Father Christmas.
He thinks we all
He
stink.
gives it you. So, it's going to be Link's Xbox now. Lift your game.
Wouldn't it be really bad if you got that for a family member, but they are a PlayStation player?
That would be even better.
That's going to be the great aunt that doesn't understand video games.
He's always on his games.
She's going to be like, "Oh, I got him this because he likes his video games." He's like, "I like PlayStation."
One of them proper keyboard warriors online as well. I'm like, PlayStation's fucking mint. Xbox is shit. One of them. That'd be great. And then their auntie gets them a shitty Xbox Link's box set thing, and they start crying. I'd love that.
Xbox box set thing.
If PlayStation's mint, why can none of them play Dauntless correctly?
And why can't get their own deodorant deal?
Ooh, that is a scathing review of Dauntless players on PlayStation. But I will admit that most of the shit players I find on PlayStation.
I only mentioned it because I knew I'd have backup from you, because we've both talked about this.
Yeah, no offense to anyone here. Well, anyone listening who plays Dauntless on PlayStation, but your kind folk of PlayStation Dauntless players are not the greatest pool of people to have in my lobbies.
No.
Because I have nothing but problems with them. The worst ones are when the bosses have got really specific tactics, and it's like, look, he's putting these electrified spikes in the ground, destroy them, or he will wipe the group. And the PlayStation player just continues hitting the thing in the face.
Yeah.
And then we all die.
It's
like, no, just listen, please.
I
know I sound like a PC elitist because I'm telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what to do because it's how it works.
I've had groups entirely leave me on my own, and those groups were all PlayStation players. PC players always stick around. Xbox players are 50-50. They will either leave or stay. And I had two PlayStation players leave and say in the chat, "We're never going to beat it." And then about 3 hits after they left, we killed it.
Do you know what? I've had exactly the same thing. A PlayStation player saying, "This isn't going to work." I'm in the middle of typing back saying, "It will if you listen to me and do what I'm saying is the correct tactic for the boss." And then he's left, and I'm like, "Gone. Oh, fine. I'll just kill it with these other people then." And they actually listened, and we did it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that is another tangent that we're not going on. Rounding off the news is just a quick bit that we usually mention at the start of each month. Games with gold for Xbox players. We have NHL 19 all month, which is a bit redundant if you have EA access, but still it's pretty good that you can get it free permanently and not need EA access. So that's fun if you like ice hockey or smashing the shit out of people.
Yeah.
Either or.
Or both.
Or both. Rivals of Aether, or is it Ether? I think it's Aether.
Ether.
It's essentially a poor man's Smash Bros. For Xbox.
Yeah.
That's available from mid-month on the 16th through into July. And then Golf Club 2 that we mentioned last month is still available until the 15th because it was the back half of May and into June. And as Joshua already touched upon, between now and the 15th of June, you can get Portal, which is the 360 version that is backwards compatible. So that is worth picking up as well. On the PS Plus side, you have 2 pretty good titles, to be fair, this month. You got Sonic Mania, which is a lot of classic levels redone, plus some new stuff. And you've got the Borderlands Handsome Jack collection, which is the pre-sequel and Borderlands 2. So to pick that up for free on PS Plus right now is well worth booting up your PlayStation 4, even if you don't play it straight away.
Especially when they're adding that extra Borderlands 2 DLC.
Yes, especially if that free Borderlands 2 DLC comes out to bridge the gap.
Yes, if you played it
to be fair, even if it's not free DLC, throwing a few pound at a game that you've got for nothing to bridge the gap into the new Borderlands 3.
Yes.
Go if you have a PlayStation and you have PlayStation Plus, go pick Borderlands Handsome Jack collection up. Seriously.
Well worth it.
I implore you. Well worth it. And that is it for news, unless we've got any other tidbits.
Tidbits? No.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. I suppose what I will quickly do is, since I've been talking so much about E3 and what might be there and what might not, just quickly before we move on to the game, I will run through what's happening when. So things kick off with EA Play, I still think it's called. I can never quite remember, but the EA conference starts on the Saturday, which is June 8th. That's the only thing on that day. Then on Sunday, we've got Microsoft first, and then later on in the day, it's Bethesda. The times I can't be 100% sure on right now because I've clicked on the wrong fucking link, but Microsoft is like afternoon on Sunday for Eastern. It's like mid-afternoon Eastern, early afternoon Pacific. So it's going to be sort of heading into the evening about 9 p.m. I think here in the UK, give or take a little bit. And then Bethesda is 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern. So that's going to be quite early hours of the morning over here, or at least gone midnight anyway. And then on the Monday, you've got the PC Gaming Show. That's quite early in the morning. Well, I say early in the morning. It's at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be like halfway through the day here in the UK. And then Ubisoft is at 1 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Eastern on Monday, which is going to be sometime in the early evening in the UK. And then the last key one is probably Square Enix, which is 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, which means it's another one of those that's probably just gone midnight over here in the UK, maybe a bit later than that. And there's Devolver Digital, but nobody ever takes that one seriously because it's always satire. But that will exist, which will probably be Tuesday morning. Oh, and then there's Nintendo on Tuesday as well. Bloody hell, Nintendo on Tuesday, which is 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be mid-afternoon to early evening here in the UK. There you go.
Nice.
And Sony aren't bothering, as we know. So that wraps that up.
With a bow on it.
It does indeed.
Time to play a game.
I'm just glad we managed to get through that without taking up too much time. I was really scared when...
Nearly an hour.
I know, but I was really scared when we got to 20 minutes in and we'd only talked about Call of Duty. I was like, oh no, this is not going to end well. As
We
I've
could
said,
have added more to that as well, though.
A lot more.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's so much more we could have added to that, but we have to keep it brief because we don't want to bore people to death. It's my game, and weirdly, I got the E3 timed game last year, and if you remember, I made you do a quiz on E3.
Oh,
things
don't make
about
us do
E3.
that again. We did that in person, didn't we?
Yeah, I think you were
Yeah.
both here for that. Because I saw a piece of paper around my room for a long time
still
that was
got
Joshua's
that?
answers. And I kept picking it up and laughing at it because there was something that was really stupid and I can't remember what it was. But yeah. Anyway, the concept of this part of the show is that two of us go head to head while the third hosts a quiz or game show of some description. As we've alluded to, it is my turn to host this week. The scores overall are I'm on 10 wins. I can't believe I've already reached that marker. I'm on 10 wins. Joshua is on 3. James is on 2. Yay. It's one of the very few weeks where I don't get to win, and it's mainly because I'm not playing. I've also kind of hinted at the fact that my game is E3 based, but to make it a little bit more interesting, it actually also involves a little bit of Googling. So,
By us.
no, it's by me. Well, actually, no, it's by the world. So, what I've done is there's two sections to this game. Section 1 is basically Family Feud / Family Fortunes, depending on where in the world you are. It's got slightly different names. So, I have the top 10 Googled E3 things for the last 30 days. So this is basically searches that include the word E3.
Right.
And if you get one off the board, you will get points based on how high up the board it was. So there's 10 of them, like on a normal Family Feud Fortunes board. The top one's worth 10 points, the bottom one's worth 1 point. It's as simple as that. That is section 1 of the game. And then you've got your lives. So you've got 3 lives each for that. So if you get 3 wrong, then you're frozen out and the other person can keep going until they get 3 wrong or until the board's clear, however that works. And then there's a part 2.
Oh.
So things are going to get interesting quick. So are you understanding the concept of this stage 1?
Well, Joshua can go first.
Oh, great.
Okay, so Joshua can go first. So you're looking for the most popular searches on Google involving the term E3 for the last 30 days. And this is global as well. It's not just UK, it's not just US.
So I've just got to guess one of those things.
No, you take it in turns, same as you would on Family Feud.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I think I understand.
So I'm going first in this guess then.
Yeah, and until the 10 are gone or until you both lost 3 lives, we'll just keep going backwards and forwards.
Right, okay, I got it. I'm good.
Okay then, Joshua, what's your first guess?
When is E3?
That is indeed on the board. It's actually in 4th place, which gives you 6 points there. Oh, no, hang on. 7 points, sorry, because of the way it works. So 7 points for Joshua on the board. James.
Right. So it's just E3 things. So something
It's search terms that include the phrase E3.
E3 news. Oh,
That is not on the board, James.
How?
That is not on the board.
It's a very vague Google search. That's a heavily soft Google, that.
It is not trending on Google. That is all I am saying.
Right.
So, Joshua, it's back to you.
Okay. I'm going to assume people are stupid and ask, will PlayStation or Sony be at E3?
I can't give you that. I'm going to... Because that is not there.
Okay.
So that is a life lost for you, Joshua.
It's all right. I got 7 points.
It's all right.
It is until James gets top ones.
I know.
E3 Fable 4?
Oof, that is far too soon, James. That news only came out a few hours ago. Come on.
I don't give a shit.
It's not a top search for the last 30 days.
New consoles at E3.
You're thinking far too far out the box here. Just keep it fucking simple.
E3.
We're going to have to extend this to like 5 lives. You've got 5 lives now, because otherwise this work is wasted. You've got 1 between you.
E3 Nintendo.
E3 Nintendo, James, is on the board in 3rd place, which gets you 8 points.
Oh,
for
fuck
that
you,
one.
dickhead.
So that's 8 points for James. Joshua, over to you.
Where is E3?
Yes.
Is not on there, so that is 3 lives gone for Joshua. I have extended it to 5 lives each because I want to
Is
get
it not
this
4
game.
lives gone?
No, that's 3 wrong for you.
Okay. Oh, right, yeah, lives. Because I got 1 right.
Yeah.
E3. Oh, last 30 days.
Brotherly podcasty.
If only.
That's number 10, James. Go for it.
E3 Bethesda.
Good idea, but
Oh,
not on the top 10.
titties. We both only have 1 life
Joshua.
left now, don't we? Again.
No, you both lost 3 lives, so you both got
right.
2 left.
Oh, okay.
Getting 1 right doesn't use up a life. As
Yeah.
I've figured it out now. Shit. It's more difficult because you're trying to think as vague as you can. Be like, no, people can't search that.
It's easier than you think, and you're thinking too hard about it, both of you, I think.
Microsoft at E3.
I'll accept. I've got Microsoft E3 for 3 points because it's down the bottom of the board, so I will give you that one, Joshua.
Awesome.
Microsoft E3. So that puts you on 10 altogether.
All right.
So the big one's still there for 10 points. There's the second one for 9. There's another big one for 6 points. So there's 3 of the top 5 is
What's
still
one
there.
that I got right for 7?
You've had When is E3, which was fourth on the board for 7 points. James got E3 Nintendo, which was 8 points because it was third on the board. And then you've just got Microsoft E3, which was down the bottom for 3 points.
Okay, then. Go on then, James. I've got my next guess in my head already. Because I've already Googled
E3
it.
Ubisoft?
What is not on the board?
Right, my guess is E3 schedule.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
That is on the board. It is under When is E3 though, so that is a 6-pointer, which puts Joshua on 16 points there. James, you need to be really careful here as well because you've lost 4 lives. If you lose another life, you are fucked.
Have I got 2 left?
You've got 2 left.
Awesome.
Oh, I've got no idea what else to... E3...
I can't believe that 2 of these things have not gone yet, the top 2.
Are they really obvious?
So obvious. It's so obvious and so easy.
E3 Xbox?
It is on the board, but it's not one of the top 2. It's a 5-pointer, that one, so that puts you on 13 overall. So over to Joshua with 2 lives remaining.
Netflix at E3.
It's not there. Our survey says.
They will be there. They will be there, though.
I should have been going, Google Trends says. So that's another life for Joshua. So you're both on your final life now. A wrong answer puts you out of the game.
Can I ask, has this been said before I answer it? Because I can't remember if it's been said or not.
I will accept that, yeah. If it's been said, I'll
Has like
not take it as an
E3
answer.
PlayStation been said?
No. Joshua said something very similar, which was, will PlayStation be at E3? And I said, you're both going way too complex with sentences like that. These are like literal, very short phrases involving E3.
E3. EA. It's wrong, innit? Just put me on
Google Trends says. That is your last life, I'm afraid, James.
Oh, titties.
Joshua, if you get one, you'll get points. You can keep going now, and as long as you get them right. If you get it wrong, you're out, and I'll reveal what is left on the board.
Halo Infinite at E3.
You're going far too, like...
You are both going to kick yourselves when you hear what's left. So the game there at this point is 16-13 Joshua. Yeah. Remaining on the board are...
And I got one more go.
Spot. No, that was your last life.
That's fine then. I don't want you to ruin them if I have, that's all.
No. The top answer for the full 10 points is E3 2019. Seriously. Second place for 9 points would have been E3 dates or date. I'd have accepted.
All right then.
Between Xbox and Microsoft was E3 Sony.
Oh, fuck's sake.
And then the bottom 2 were E3 Games and E3 Conference. Told you they were really fucking simple.
And Joshua's like, E3 Netflix.
Okay, so that concludes the first part of the game. The second part is I have 10 phrases that are linked to E3 in some way, shape, or form. So it's basically people who are doing conferences or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And what I want you two to do is go head to head with what you think, like pair something with that word, basically. So the first one is EA, because they're the first show of E3, even though it's not technically part of E3, but it's there. So you want to pair a word with EA. I'm going to put it into Google Trends, and then I'll put the other person's pair in,
So
and
we've
whoever
got
scores
to-
higher wins the point.
All right.
Okay, make sense?
Ooh. Yes.
Here we
You just got to try and put two words together or a sentence together that is
but
more
obviously the
popularly
first one's got to
Googled.
be EA, and you've got to
Yeah.
find that. You got to think what people have Googled alongside EA
Right,
that
okay.
have been more popular.
Right.
So we'll let Joshua go first on this because
He went
he's
first
in
on the
the
last
lead.
one, so can I
But
not?
yeah, but he's in the lead,
All
and
right.
it's the advantage. That's his
And it
advantage
doesn't have
because
to
he's
be
in the lead.
E3 related. This is just
Doesn't have to be
related
E3
to the-
related. No, the initial words that I'm giving you have to pair with are in some way E3 related. But whatever you put with EA can be whatever you want.
Right, okay.
You could put
Right,
EA sex tape if you want. If you think that would be more Googled than whatever James comes up with.
Right, okay then. EA Access.
Okay, EA Access for Joshua.
There's
James, what do you think
EA Sports.
EA Sports
Yeah.
for... Weirdly, when I was talking to someone about this game earlier, I used EA Access and EA Sports as the two examples. So, the winner here is James
Yes.
by
I'm not
quite a long way. All over the world. The only place where EA Access is pretty much Google more
Can
than
you
EA
just-
Sports is in Russia, of all
Can
places.
you just put in EA sex tape and see if that wins?
I'll add EA sex tape to the mix. EA sex tape. It has a relevance of 0.
Right, okay.
Just
So,
you, Joshua.
to put it in perspective, EA Access has a relevance of 10, and EA Sports has a
I was
relevance
just
of
wondering
27.
if for the rest of the game I could just put sex tape after every word and see if it boosts it.
it might do. So, right, that is a point to James on the first one. And James, you get to go first with the next one now. So the next one is Xbox, because of the Microsoft conference, obviously.
Oh, right, so it's not all EA. I thought we were just doing...
No, I'm going to give you 10 words that you have to pair with. So the next one is Xbox.
Xbox One.
Xbox One. Joshua, what word would you like to pair with Xbox to try and beat Xbox One? That's difficult
Xbox.
with the way James has gone in there.
Xbox Live status.
Xbox Live status.
We ain't American.
This is a clear win for James. James has a relevance. James has a relevance score average of 77. Joshua has a relevance score average of 0. Wasn't even a 1.
Does that mean no one Googles that?
It means that the numbers are far too low to be considered for the last 30 days.
Right. Okay.
It occasionally gets a 1, but generally speaking, it's a 0.
Right. Okay.
And what you got to remember is Xbox Live hasn't been down for the last month,
Yeah,
realistically.
right.
So people
I
aren't
didn't
gonna
know this was
search
based
that.
on last 30 days as well. So I'm
30 days, sorry, yeah, it's a 30 months.
Yeah.
Then. Okay, so we're back to Joshua going first because we'll alternate. But
Alright.
yeah, we'll alternate. That seems fairest. The next one is Bethesda.
Elder Scrolls.
Bethesda, Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, keep it
Okay.
simple.
That is in for Joshua. James.
Can I say Bethesda E3?
You can if you want. Bethesda E3. Ooh.
James has won.
Do you know what? The last 2 days have saved James on this one.
Yes.
So James gets an average here of 22. Joshua gets a relevance here of 12 on average. However, Joshua's was winning all month until May the 30th. And then that's when Bethesda E3 has had spikes. But it was enough of a spike to take it above on average. So
Nice.
there we go. So that's another one for
I know
James.
I play this game now.
That makes it
Just say
16
E3.
all. It's James's turn, and the next one is Ubisoft.
I'm just gonna say Ubisoft E3.
The thing to be careful is obviously if people are going to have searched for that.
Yeah, but when it's different because when the developers, people will search that. When the consoles like Xbox are not really going to do that.
Don't give away your secrets, James. You might win a game here.
Oh yeah, shit. Delete that.
What about my 16 points on previous round?
I'm just going to say, considering what's coming up on the prompts, I'm interested to see where you both go with this.
All right.
It's prompting me of what to type next.
I've got a good idea that's not E3 because I can't really say it's the same thing as James. Is it not? Well, I'm going to say not.
No, James, have you actually gone with E3? Is that what you're officially doing?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise. I apologise. So E3, I thought you were just joking. So, right. Ubisoft E3.
I'm going Notre Dame.
Versus, Ubisoft Notre Dame.
That is a good shout.
That could work out for you. I was going to make
It's
sure I
not
spell
gonna,
it right and don't ruin
It's
it.
a good
for
shout,
you.
but it's not gonna. Let's be serious.
It's probably not gonna. I don't think it will, but I think it's the next most popular thing to E3 that's happened to do with Ubisoft. We'll have to see.
Well, I have fortunate news for one of you.
It's more.
Obviously.
One of you has an average of 39. The other one has an average of 7. Do you two want to work out which way around it is?
Me.
James has got 39.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ubisoft E3.
Whoever goes
The
first
thing is-
and says E3 has won.
The thing is here, like, they were on par with each other a little bit in May, and then it was kind of going backwards and forwards, and then since the end of May, it's just massive spike for Ubisoft E3. So this game's gone to shit because you're basically both just going to keep saying whatever it is E3.
Yeah.
So it's 17-16 James at this point.
Yes.
The next one is Square Enix.
E3.
So Joshua, with his turn first, is saying E3. James, any advance on that?
E3 2019.
No,
you
I don't
cunt.
think I can allow that. I don't think I can allow that because it's just basically copying. I would go down the route of things that they've announced either recently or
Avengers.
like
You.
that. There you go. I was trying to hint at that without saying anything.
Avengers.
But Ubisoft, Square Enix, Avengers, okay?
Yeah.
Oh!
I beat the curse.
Boy!
I beat the curse.
Oh.
The E3 curse is gone.
This is this is insane. So one has an average of 6, the other has an average of 13. The only reason the one with 13 has won is because it reached a point of 100% relevance to do with Square Enix searches at the end of May, and that is Square Enix Avengers.
Fuck
He
you for trying to
finds a
steal
way
my
around
tactic.
the E3 rule.
He found a way around the E3. I told you there'd be a way around it. You just got to be really clever about it. And James
I was with
apparently
Notre
is.
Dame, but it didn't work.
Yeah, that was a good attempt, but I think it's too far gone since
I know,
Notre Dame for it
yeah.
to have worked properly. The suggestion's actually interesting. They were saying Ubisoft Assassin's Creed, so I thought you might have gone with something like that, but no. Okay, the next one, James is first. It's 18-16, and the next one is Nintendo. So James,
Ooh.
what are you going to pair with Nintendo?
Do I do it or do I not? Do I do it or not? Nintendo E3. But
You've got to remember how high that was on the board when we were playing the other part of the game. It was pretty high. It was like third on the board.
yeah,
So
Nintendo E3.
it might not be a bad shout. But Joshua, Nintendo. He's gone with E3. You are going against him with
Nintendo Wii.
Nintendo Wii in the last 30 days. All right.
0.
If I quickly Google Nintendo Wii 1,000 times now.
refresh.
I don't think even that's enough.
Nintendo Pokemon.
What? Why have you not
Sword
just
and Shield.
Why have you not just gone Switch?
Because
Yeah, but
that's
last
not
30
relevant in the
days.
past 30 days. This has
30
happened today.
Past 30 days, I'd have said Pokemon or Nintendo Direct is probably a good shout. But
Yeah, Direct's probably better for today.
Joshua, I hate
Has
to tell you
failed.
this, but you've actually got one right. You've got one. So Nintendo E3 had an average of 24. Nintendo Pokemon has an average of 73.
Oh,
it's
what?
huge. It's
Is that from
actually-
today?
Nintendo Pokemon has actually been higher consistently all the way.
Oh, bloody hell.
All the way, by a long way. And then E3's closed it up in the last 3 days. So
Bitches.
yeah, but that makes it 18-17, and there's 4 of these left. Joshua's to go first. The next one is PC. So this could go anywhere.
Parts.
PC parts. Okay, locking that
Oh,
in.
no.
James, what are you going against him with on PC
There's
parts?
2 that I want to go with, and I'm not deciding on which one. I can't work it out. The 2 that I would go for is either PC games or, thinking outside the box here, PC World.
Oof.
That doesn't exist
PC World's
anymore.
very specific to the UK, though. And remember,
Alright,
this
the
is
PC
a worldwide search.
Thank you
So
very
you're going to go PC
Yeah,
games.
thank you very much
yeah?
for that.
PC World doesn't exist anymore.
I just thought I'd remind you, in the same way I reminded you it was 30 days quite frequently, reminding you this is a global search. So, PC games for James. Wow, that just fucking trounces PC parts. 83 relevance for PC games. 4 for PC parts.
Your shit.
So
I genuinely
that's-
didn't know.
That's 19-17 to James. That means that Joshua, you need all 3 wins now going forward if you want to take the game. The next one is Netflix because of their first appearance at E3 this year. So Netflix, James, it's you first on this one as well.
Trending.
Netflix trending. Interesting. Okay, that's locked
I
in.
Google that quite often.
Joshua. Netflix. Remember that, just as I'd also like to point out, the word doesn't always need to be the first thing. You can mix it around a little bit. You just got to involve the word.
Just say and chill.
Shows.
Ooh,
Netflix shows.
Ooh.
You're just going to put Netflix shows. Okay.
Yeah.
I can say that Joshua is absolutely badgy on this one, James. He has a relevance of 76 for Netflix shows. You have a relevance of 1.
Oh, it's just you, James. It's only you who Googles that.
You're the only person Googling it.
God damn it.
Okay, so that makes it 1918. And we go to the next one, which is LA, because that's where E3 is always held. So, LA, and it's Joshua first.
Fuck me.
LA, fuck me.
I've got a
Locking
good
it
one
in.
here. I've got a really good one here, and it could really pay off or really backfire.
We'll keep it to yourself then. Let Joshua think of one.
I can't. Shit. Because it needs to be better than whatever he's thinking.
I think
Mine's
I
obscure.
know what James is thinking, but we'll
You
see.
should know what I'm thinking.
Actually, I've just thought of something else James might be thinking of as well.
Um,
And I know what some of our listeners might think, which is another one.
Just say something, Joshua. Just put E3.
LA E3.
It's worked in the past.
it has. I'm trying to
Or put
think.
E3 LA.
I'm trying to think of something that's relevant to the place that people might Google. And I don't know why.
What to eat in? Oh shit!
Well, you might just accidentally give me something there, James.
Oh my god!
Fuck me.
Yeah, I'm not putting LA fuck me, alright?
You're going to do that afterwards, though, just to see, aren't you?
Joshua, what
I
about
mean, in
LA
fact,
Kings?
I'm gonna add it in to the end. LA fuck me.
LA trips. I can't think
LA
of...
trips. That's not a
Yeah.
bad idea, though.
I was
Okay,
thinking
so it's in
Lakers
LA
or some
trips.
sports related.
LA
but-
Kings.
What? LA Kings for James, and that's who I thought.
No,
you were
no,
thinking of,
That's
James.
not my Sorry, I would.
Oh,
say the
right,
suggestion
sorry.
too.
I was thinking
That's what I
sports
thought you were
teams
thinking
and
of.
shit.
That is
I'm
one
surprised
of
you've
them.
both not gone with sports teams.
I was going to go with Lakers.
I've gone a little bit outside the box. I don't know if it's going to pay off or not, but I think it'll be LA trips. Is it just LA you're putting in?
You've got to pair something with it. I'm putting the
Yeah.
letters LA
Right,
as
well,
one
put
word.
La Liga.
That is an interesting loophole that you've gone for.
You cheating
you.
bastard.
That's not cheating.
I know it's not.
Football knowledge, bitch.
Okay, so LA trips and LA fuck me have a tied relevance rating of 0.
So James has won.
So even with your backup answer there, you didn't get a point, did you?
No, Lakers. Put Lakers in after. I won't.
La Liga, with James like cheating a little bit, has a relevance score of 26. So,
would you consider that cheating?
well, it was supposed to be LA, but it
Loophole.
is still LA. So let's add the LA Kings.
And can I
Let's
put one in
add
as
the LA Lakers. And
Could
the
we
other one I was
change my
thinking,
actual answer to Los Angeles trips?
no.
Fuck me. He's allowed to
LA.
cheat.
What else was I going to put in? LA.
I wanna put
Rams.
Lakers. Oh, yeah.
well? What's
LA.
eating LA?
Galaxy. Okay, let's see which of all these things are the biggest trending. So we've got LA Kings, LA. Oh, it's not LA Liga.
It'd be
LA
Galaxy,
Kings,
wouldn't
La
it?
Liga, LA Lakers, LA Rams, LA Galaxy. So shitloads of sports teams. So La Liga was 26.
Galaxy
Fucking
the
hell.
highest.
The Lakers has got a 1. The Rams have got a 1. And Galaxy have got a 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
With a season
And the
starting,
LA
I
Kings
thought
aren't
they did.
even getting a 1. So
Oh.
La Liga has absolutely smashed it. So the fact that Spanish football is so popular around the world, James, was a very, very wise choice.
Thank you
And a
very
very smart and interesting detour.
Put in
from-
Los Angeles
Thank
trips.
you.
Oh, for
Please
God's sake.
shut up.
Los Angeles trips
80.
has a relevance score of. You ready?
0.
Oh my god! I think it is actually 0 as well. It was
Try places to eat in
okay.
LA.
Places to eat in LA.
Because that's the one I
This is
almost
just-
accidentally gave.
This
it,
is
which would
just
have been
turned into our
massive.
in
genuine
LA.
curiosity now.
Okay, so La Liga was 26, wasn't it? I've got rid
Yeah.
of it now. So places to eat in. Oh, this is against each other though. Hang on, I need to put La Liga back in, otherwise it doesn't work. La Liga. Okay, so La Liga is still hitting at 26. The others are irrelevant in comparison. No relevance
Really?
Well done,
in
James.
comparison.
Nice,
What's
I
interesting
got it.
about this though is it is against each other. So, for example, places to eat in LA against Los Angeles trips. Places to eat in LA scores 57. Los Angeles trips scores 22. So it's about the relevance against each other more than anything. But yeah, La Liga was beating anything that you put in. Anything else? Right, last one. Let's do it for fun. Even though James has one now at 2018, the last one is PlayStation. Because even though they can't be bothered to show up to E3, we've got to include them in the interest of fairness.
Who's first in this one?
You went first in the last one, so it's James.
There's a very easy answer to this, James.
4.
PlayStation 4. Joshua, what is more searched than the PlayStation 4?
VR.
5.
Why did you get very close to your mic when you said 5?
Because I'm very surprised James didn't say 5.
I'll let you know the secret. James was right not to say 5. Because in terms of relevance to each other, the PlayStation 4 is a 75 and the PlayStation 5 is a 23.
And that is why I won.
Apparently, James knows Google Trends, everyone.
But James can't play Family Feud /Fortune.
True, but he kept himself close enough in the game
for you to piss it all away.
Yeah, and he got the highest scoring answer of the Family Feud, Family Fortunes, because he got E3 Nintendo.
Do you know what I should have said for Nintendo?
That was the highest scoring one. What?
2042?
No. Oh, wow. So, the scores. That is a win for James, which means the scores are me on 10, Joshua on 3, and James goes up to 3.
2 in a row, bitches.
2 in a row? Didn't I win the last game? Or do you mean 2 of my games, in a row? Yeah.
Your games don't count, Thomas. In mine and James's rivalry, your game, like when you're competing, we don't count that. We just let you have it. We've given up.
Okay. It's this bit of the show. I'll hand over to Joshua to read some questions, stuff out. Well, you always do this now. This is your bit now.
We rotate.
I know, but we've been going for a long time, and I'm going to make this last longer. That's what she said.
Is it hurting?
That's also what she said.
A lot of this is opinions anyway, so what I did is I just basically said, like, what are people looking for at E3 this year? Like, any games that they're looking forward to seeing, all that kind of stuff. And this is just people's general opinions. So I suppose we could quickly answer it. Is there anything that you think that we're going to, that we want to see or that we think we might see?
I've just learned a lot about trending things about E3, so like Nintendo's probably one of the biggest things that people are looking for out there.
What do you want to see, James?
A game that will be stable at launch.
Okay. Joshua, anything for you?
It was going to be Fable 4, but now I want to see most of those rumours not be true about Fable 4 at E3.
I personally am interested in seeing a couple of things from Bethesda to see if they can recover from the shitstorm that was 76. Either Elder Scrolls 6 or Starfield, whichever of the two.
They've already confirmed they're not going.
No, they haven't confirmed that they're not going yet, but they've said that they're not exactly going to like announce a release for them. So
I would also like to know what Netflix are doing there, like officially, because we don't know yet. So we've got assumptions, but we'll see.
Okay, let's go through incomings.
Right, so James, you mentioned that you'd not heard from him in a while, but it's Jerry Narco, Lee Holmes.
Woo.
Hi, Lee.
No. I can't double clap for that. No.
You should say in between. No.
Read answer.
Who was that company that came out late last year saying they were going to release a console despite having zero hardware history? Them, that memorable company, they're going to kill E3. Isn't it the Mad Box or something?
I have no idea.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was. Oh, what was
I can't
it
remember
now?
who the company. I'm going to Google.
No, it is.
Xbox to find out.
It's Mad Thingy Games. It's the people that do. It's the people that do Project Cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly Mad Studios.
Yeah, they were supposed to be doing a console.
Yeah, they were doing the Mad Box. I've seen a video recently, and it says that they're not even doing it. It's going to get rebranded and possibly released, but we'll have to see.
The last thing I saw about it was... I can't even remember. I saw some weird, like, not screenshots of it, but like some fake mock-ups of it that made it look like it had this weird glass digital LED screen on the front that kind of told you what you were playing. And it like says, like, now playing Project Cars, or now playing whatever song is on Spotify, or now playing whatever episode you're watching on Netflix, that kind of thing. And I remember seeing some mock-ups like that, but that's the last thing I saw. And that was like months ago. That was probably February or something.
Slightly Mad Studios withdraws trademark for Madbox console, and that was an article on 29th of April.
No! Oh, well.
So unfortunately, they are not going to break E3 unless they come back with something differently branded.
Yeah.
Next up is David Underground Moo Faria.
He's done it right for once.
Well
because
done.
I had to,
You know why I've done it right?
I had to write it in the document to make him see it.
It worked, though, didn't it? Looking forward to see some... looking forward to some next-gen talk, if any. I want a release date for Cyberpunk 2077, and, of course, more info on Final Fantasy VII Remake. All good points.
I love Joshua reading these sometimes. He just comes out with some right brilliant.
I hate me reading
yeah.
There's a reason that I generally don't read books, and it's because I read books in my head how I read these. I go back a line and read that line multiple times. It's mad.
Have you ever thought... I know it's not dyslexia, but have you ever thought you might have issues that you need to do?
I had helpful reading classes while I was in year 2 at school.
What is helpful reading classes?
I don't know. They were just... I went into a room with a woman and read a book.
I thought he said classes. I genuinely thought he said classes. So
No, classes, James. Lessons.
And I got a bag with a book in it, and I had to read that book to improve my reading. So they knew I couldn't read then. It's not got better.
Where did she touch you on the doll, Joshua?
Right on page 7.
Doll she touched. She didn't touch the doll. She touched me.
Next answer.
Next answer. Done with 2008 Paul Carter of the Paul Posse.
Hi, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
I'm excited to see what Xbox bring to this year. Safe to say they have been kind of letting us letting us down in the past few years. But the build-up of buying studios seems to be coming to fruition. Other than that, would love Nintendo to announce some more for Switch.
Oh, I'm really sorry. I wasn't laughing at you reading. I promise. I was laughing at the whole reading classes thing. I genuinely thought you said glasses, and then when you were like, I went into the room with a woman
wearing glasses.
Oh shit!
I'm just going to go back to Paul's comment and say, I think Xbox do need to deliver this year because they're like the lead console there now.
Yeah, they are. Actually.
Like with no Sony. As many units as Switches will shift, like it's not considered, I guess, a mainstream gaming console like what the PlayStation and the Xbox are. So I think Xbox need to make sure that they can't be what's the word? Like what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know.
Like too comfortable or whatever, like too overconfident in the fact that PlayStation aren't there. They can't like rest on that and think, oh well, we don't really need to do anything because they're not here. If anything, they need to do more.
Because PlayStation have the last word of the year because they're going to be later on.
Yeah,
And they're going to be the last thing we remember of 2019's gaming big news.
It does make me wonder if we will see anything to do with next gen from Xbox, because they're worried that PlayStation holding out to do something like that later in the year. But then again, Xbox could just do a one-off for the console. But E3's the big fucking talking point, isn't it? So... Yeah. The Xbox conference kind of intrigues me a little bit as to where
I think
to
we
go
might
with
end
it.
up seeing a bit too much of xCloud at the Xbox conference.
Maybe.
Like
No one from
uncomfortable
Microsoft's
amount
really
of it.
mentioned that over the last few weeks, though, have they?
That might be why.
Could be.
Nats has said, I bet a foo can see Animal Crossing. Also, I think I'm more excited for our traditional E3 pizza than E3 itself this year, but I think that's my diet clouding my judgment. What's an
Fair.
E3 pizza?
I'm assuming
It's
that it
the third
means
pizza
a
on the
pizza
menu.
they have at E3.
All right. Okay, then. So it's not a specific pizza they get.
It's the third one down on the menu.
Hey,
We have a pizza and watch E3.
that is it, I assume. But I'd also guess it's a very specific pizza.
I just also want to throw this out there. A big question that a lot of people are 50-50 on. Do you put pineapples on a pizza?
No.
Let's just not get involved in this, because
New podcast idea.
not at 100 minutes of an episode are we even getting started on that. Move on.
Right, moving on. Smith88, Cyberpunk 2077, nothing else matters.
And nothing else matters. James Hetfield impression for everyone there.
Thank you. Because I didn't understand what was happening either.
Metallica song.
Yeah, I don't really listen.
Nothing else matters.
Okay.
Continuing on,
Yeah, do that.
Cataclysm, because it's all entirely written there and I can read it correctly. Halo, the Master Chief Collection, when? How much is it going to cost me? Give me all the deets.
Don't know.
This is obviously referring to the release of it on Steam and PC.
Yeah.
Or I assume so, because just buy an Xbox, if not.
It was free at some point. I think it's on Game Pass.
It is on Game Pass. We talked about this earlier, Joshua.
Yeah.
Oh my
So it's going
God.
to cost, depending on when Game Pass comes to PC, it could cost you a monthly subscription fee.
Is it?
That is actually a fair point, though.
It's like a fiver or whatever it is.
Tenner.
I don't know how much it is. Tenner. It's a tenner.
$10 anyway. So it'll be about €8 a month. But yeah, in answer to that, there's no set date yet. I think it'd be pretty cool if, because of this Game Pass news, part of Microsoft conference is maybe, and to celebrate that news and xCloud, it's live now, everybody, just go play everything, and do one of those things where, like,
Yeah.
they're like, and it's available
No.
right now, and do that.
What they should do
So-
is just put the date on the screen of when it's available and just wait for people to play. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's today.
They should do. Do you remember Chris Jericho in the WWE?
Yeah.
They should just get his intro that just goes "Wah, wah, wah," counting down, and then it just like goes, "Yeah, everything we've talked about ever is available now."
Is he dead now?
Chris Jericho's not
Or
dead.
is it Chris Benoit?
You mean
Chris Benoit died
Yeah.
years ago.
Well, I knew one of them
Chris
did.
Jericho's not
Neck.
dead.
moving on? Deja and Tender will now
Just
will Hodkin. Another mention for Cyberpunk 2077, and I'm hoping our good friend Todd Howard brings us some new Elder Scrolls 6 stuff, and if not, I guess some Starfield will tide me over.
Sounds good.
Does
I've just
indeed.
clicked on as well. We're going to miss Whistly Nose guy from Sledgehammer, aren't we? Bless him.
Yeah, now they got sacked.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Let's all take a moment
that's
to just
why
remember that
he is the
Whistly
reason.
Nose.
He's the reason Sledgehammer went under, because his nose wouldn't stop whistling on conferences. Don't even do it, James. It's so frustrating.
Next one, Dan Smith. Thomas, explain this. Thomas,
Okay,
you have a message.
All I'm saying is this was a lot longer, and I've cut it down. Dan basically named every single game
he's ever played
that was going to be shown at E3, and I'm not even fucking shitting you.
So
I'm
this is
going
our
to read
E3
it. I'm going to read it
predictions.
quickly because I know that Joshua couldn't read this anywhere near this quick, and then I'll let Joshua read the actual comment. So he says, I'm thinking about what's going to be shown, and I've compiled a list of games I'm excited for. They are as follows: Age of Empires 4, Animal Crossing, Apex Legends Season 2, Astral Chain, Battlefield 5, Battletoads, Bayonetta 3, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Cyberpunk 2077, Darksiders 4, Divinity Fallen Heroes, Doom Eternal, Dying Light 2, Elder Scrolls 6, Evil Genius 2, Fable 4, Fallout 76, Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Fire Emblem 3 Houses, For Honor updates, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, Halo Infinite, Halo the Master Chief Collection for PC, John Wick Hex, Kingdom Hearts 3, Luigi's Mansion 3, Marvel's Avengers, Monster Hunter Iceborne, Metroid Prime 4, Need for Speed 2019, Neo 2, Pikmin on Switch, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 3, Pokemon Sword vs. Shield, Red Faction 2019, Session, Skate 4, Cyber Elite VR, Splinter Cell, Starfield, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Oh my god, how have we not talked about that this episode? Super Mario Maker 2, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC, The Division 2 updates, Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, The Outer Worlds, The Sims update, The Surge 2, Town, Game Freak Switch game working title, whatever that means, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Wasteland 3, Watch Dogs Legions, Wolfenstein, Cyber Pilot. Continue with the rest of the comment.
1 minute. That's the first part of the comment, and this is
I
the
got
rest.
sent the full game as well.
Now continue.
I am most excited for the Avenger game, as it will hopefully be like the Spider-Man game, but with the ability to go between the Avengers. Grand Theft Auto 5 style, like I suggested in a previous answer, like the ability to go between the Avengers. Wait, I've gone back a line.
Error number
Like
one.
I suggested in a previous answer, like 14 or 15 episodes ago, the Fallout 76 updates, I'm interested in finding out why they are bothering to shine a turd that Bethesda should hide under a rock. Skate 4 is a massive game to be announcing, as its predecessors were played by my brother and sister and myself. The new Pokemon game looks epic, and with it set in a steampunk England-esque landscape, should be pretty sweet. I mean, England has so much folklore and history. Which line would they follow? Maybe a Knights Templar route. Who doesn't love the Crusades? I hate doing this. I can hear it, and it's annoying.
Just finish the sentence.
I can hear myself, I don't like it.
Who doesn't love the Crusades? Plus, what would be a typically British Pokemon? A bag of chips with a banter fish. Sticking out the fish. A banter
You need
fish.
to go back in your room with that woman. With your glasses.
Or maybe just the jug of gravy. All these games have their own merit of why they should be made and why people will love them. I just hope they can all hit the mark rather than Fallout 76 in and becoming the next ET. I am never reading out one of Dan Smith's comments.
He basically sent me a message mid last week saying, "You got proper stitched up with my paragraph, the first paragraph of my book. The second part will be out shortly, and I'm going to make one of them fuckers pay." So he sent it me in a private message, this basically massive paragraph, and I responded to him just saying, "Sound mate, I'm not going to bother reading it because I really can't be arsed. I'm just going to let one of them do it." So I've only just found out what the message said.
Yeah, that's that. So,
As entertaining as it is for everyone except me, no one is going to understand any of the information
You're
in
such
that
a
message
banter
whatsoever
fish.
there's plenty
because
of
I read
information
it.
I understood. He definitely did say the thing about Avengers at one point a long while back, saying,
Yeah.
we might have been talking about what superhero games do you want? And he
Yes,
said,
quite
I think we should make an Avengers game where you swap between them. It might have been that question. He's definitely sent that in before anyway. That's what I agree with him there. And then the stuff about Skate. I swear we've talked about Skate 4 before on the podcast. Maybe. I don't know. And then the stuff about Pokemon being in England. Have you noticed how many games are being reset in England now? Forza Horizon last year, and then you've got like COD Modern Warfare is coming back to a fairly British SAS setting by the looks of things. You've got this Pokemon game. There's I had a whole list in my head, and then Joshua's comical reasons made me forget them all. Watch Dogs coming back here. The new Spider-Man film, without saying any spoilers for anyone that's not seen Endgame, but the newest Spider-Man film, the next one, will be set in London, or at least Men in Black. There's a new Men in Black film set in London. Yeah. Why is everything coming back to England? Because we're cool as fuck. Awesome. That's why.
Let's check the most recent Google trends and find out.
No. Banter Fish. A bag of chips and a banter fish. I wish I could Photoshop that and make it the episode title, but I think I'm just going to have to go with E3 trends. Or something really boring.
E3 and a banter fish.
Amiga E3. No, that doesn't work.
Amiga E3.
I see where you were going.
Is it Amiga 3 that's in there?
It's Amiga 3.
Yeah. That's where I was trying to go with that. Amiga E3.
Amiga E3.
Anyway, that is it for this week's episode. I hope every single one of you that is interested in E3 enjoys it. And thanks for sticking it out this long if you've made it this far. If you'd like to get in touch with the show, please do so by either getting in touch on Twitter, which is that_king_thing. You can find us on Facebook by searching for That King Thing, or you can head to thatkingthing.com, which has links to the YouTube channel. We managed to not get banned again!
Woo!
And there's a link to Discord on there as well, which I implore people to join if you fancy using Discord, because thanks to Kato, it is alive again. She joined and started talking to everyone, and now it's alive. I even created some very special emotes for people to use in the chat.
I've seen them. They are awesome.
Yeah, there's an Echo the Dolphin for James.
Too fucking right there is.
There's a Rocket League. There's a High Paul.
Too fucking right there is.
There's going to be a Paul Posse one as well.
Oh, naughty.
There's going to be a 2042. Yes. I've also come up with some cool 2042 merch that I'm going to put on the website. Everything's kicking off. Just join Discord. Go to thatkingthing.com and click the link at the top that says Discord.
I say you buy one, you get one free. Oh, wrong advert.
I said you click one, you join one server.
There'll be a
we need a Banter Fish emote. Banter Fish. Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go edit a nearly 2-hour podcast before I go to bed. Good night, everyone.
Night.
Goodbye.
Mwah.
You've got to make a banter fish.
How would you make a banter fish? What would make it a banter fish and not just a fish?
Put what's his face on it.
Right, helpful.
This is great banter. Yeah, what's his face? Exactly.
James wins that argument. I know what he's on about, but I'm also in what's his face territory.
Exactly.
It's because he said what's his face? That's all I can think of. Yeah, Alan Partridge.
You're welcome.
Shall I Photoshop a fish with Alan Partridge's head and just call it a banter fish?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I will do that as part of the episode. I'll call it whatever, but I'm going to put the banter fish in there, and then it can be an emote in the Discord.
Yay.
Okay.
Good night, brothers.
Good night.